Windsor, Ontario, Chef Chantel Badinsky.
Alright, let's see how these ladies are gonna get out of the trees here.
Oh, no!
Oh, that's
Conrad.
so unfortunate.
Hello everybody and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I know we have been gone for quite some time, but we were just dealing with some family stuff, finishing up the last tournaments of the year, and getting the website ready because I have a new stamp and it's all good now, everything is live, and finally had some time to sit down and go over Ledgestone with you. So Ledgestone was one of the tournaments that Chris and I went to last year, and I did not do very well. So this year I was really excited to come back to both of the beautiful courses, Northwood Black and Sunset Hills. I felt like my game had developed so much. I was really excited to come back and maybe prove to myself that I knew how to play disc golf on these courses. So my first practice round at Sunset Hills was a beautiful, gorgeous day, and things were just going so well. I was hitting my lines, hitting my putts, and it just seemed easy. I was well negative on my practice rounds.
I had trouble reaching that last year.
Something that is really cool is that I got my M Model S returned to me that I had thrown into the pond last year.
This was just returned to me. I threw it in the pond last year, and I'm gonna throw it into the pond right away.
Did it bounce in the pond?
I think it might have.
Anyone hungry?
So when we arrived at Sunset for our practice round, I noticed that I was throwing a lot further than I was the year before. So the birdies were coming a little bit easier, and I was feeling really confident because Sunset is a park where you don't really need distance to score well, but it definitely helps to make your upshot shorter, easier, and I had a few putts at baskets that I didn't even have a putt at last year. I was more worried about Northwood just because that is the course that will get you if it does. And last year it definitely got me. So this year I wanted to make a really solid game plan, and that's what me and Chris went there to do.
I think I just found my new jump putt style.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tap it in.
So they didn't change too much at Northwood, so it was nice to go back and already kind of have a little bit of a game plan and know where the landing zones were. Chris and I worked up a really solid game plan, and I played really great on my practice round. I was hitting my lines once again, which is so important to do there because the rough is not super nice. And being one of the hardest courses on tour, you just really need to make sure that you're staying in the fairway and making your putts. And during the practice round, I did just that. It was easy. I was a couple negative on my practice round. I was thinking, okay, so even if I don't get all the birdies that I did on my practice round, I'll still be around even, which would be like 10 better than the year before. So after we finished the practice rounds, we went back to the hotel. I was feeling really confident and really excited to get the tournament started. And someone had commented on my Instagram post that I was on Chase Card. And I didn't even know this because I didn't look at my tee time yet, but I was very surprised to see that I was going to be on Featured Chase Card. For those of you who do not know, this is a card that is filmed and streamed live on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and I was also being filmed by Ace Run Pro. And to say that I was nervous was an understatement, okay? Because this card was stacked. It was me, Own, Haley King, and Holland Hanley. They just put me with like the best people And now I had to play Northwood Black on camera. My first Disc Golf Pro Tour like chase card debut. I was so nervous and kind of freaking out a little bit. So as you saw in the starting of the video, I did not have the best round. The nerves got the best of me, and I was trying to focus on only the shot in front of me, but it was really hard in that moment. And once I started making little mistakes, they just kept adding on, and the bad outweighed the good, and I just couldn't put together a solid round. And unfortunately, I shot a +10, which was basically what I shot last year. And I was just so devastated because that was like 13 strokes worse than my practice rounds. Nowhere near where I wanted to be. I wanted to at least be around an even, and to shoot a +10 on live television was just something, it really made me sad. And not to mention that I threw directly at the camera guy. Here's the full clip so you can enjoy that while I cry over here.
All right, let's see how these ladies are gonna get out of the trees here.
Oh, no!
Oh, that's
Conrad.
so unfortunate.
Oh my god.
She is a threat. All right, not to be reckoned with.
So if you want to see me struggle all day, you can watch it on the Disc Golf Network, or you can watch it on Ace Run Pro's YouTube channel. So for those of you wondering, how does a pro come back from a terrible round that puts you in basically last place? I'm not sure. What I needed to do was play 2 amazing rounds to make it to the cut line, because I really wanted to go back to Northwood and prove that I knew how to play the course. I really wanted to do that. So since I already ruined everything and embarrassed myself, and I was sitting almost in second last, I kind of felt like there was nothing to lose. I didn't really have to try super hard, because if I didn't make the cut, well, it's because of my first round. Like, it didn't really matter. So I felt almost like a sense of calm, and I wasn't very nervous. I actually started off really well. I got hole 3, which is a really long, hard turnover hole. And I surprised myself with that one, but it kind of gave me confidence to push myself and get those longer holes, because nothing mattered. If I landed in the bunker, if I did this or that, I already messed up, so it didn't matter. That's kind of what my head was thinking at the time. So I played a really solid round. I think I ended up double bogeying a hole closer to the end for basically no reason, just like silly things. But I finished at a -3, which was a 957, I'm pretty sure. That moved me up to 34th place, which I was at 41st place. So I moved up quite a bit, and that kind of gave me a little bit of confidence for maybe making the cut for the last day. But unfortunately, the forecast looked absolutely terrible. I was just really worried about it. So what I needed to do was shoot like a -2 to get to the cut line. And obviously I could do that. I just did it the day before, but I was feeling confident that I could shoot that. It's just if I could overcome the weather. I was having a terrible time. It was pouring. All my towels were soaked by hole 5. I couldn't get a grip. It was so windy. So it's like you have your umbrella and it's blowing all over the place. You're trying to dry your disc, but the wind is blowing all the water into what you're trying to dry. So it was like almost impossible to have a grip on a disc. I don't know how anybody was throwing. I couldn't get a grip. I couldn't putt. I couldn't do anything besides throw into the water. Multiple people DNF'd that day, and I honestly was thinking about DNFing because it was just so miserable. But I was like, I'm not gonna DNF. I'm gonna continue and just deal with the weather. I need to practice in it anyway. So by hole 5, the little island hole, I threw my beautiful PA3 into the water, and then I threw another disc into the water again. So I got a triple bogey on a tiny little hole, and that kind of hurt my soul a little bit. So after 6 holes, I was already +8, and I knew my chances of making the cut line were basically negative. There was no way that I was going to get every single birdie in the back, and hopefully other people just messed up the rest of the round. And by the time we got to the back 9, the weather was much better. It was still windy, but the rain was gone, so it was perfect timing for lead card to go out and enjoy the no rain. I'm not salty at all. It's fine. I was really happy playing in the rain and the wind all day. But I cleaned up the round in the back a little bit, so I got a couple birdies and I wasn't bogeying as much, but our card was just having fun by this point because none of us were making the cut, and what can you do, right? So that moved me down to 37th place and nowhere near making the cut. The thing that upsets me the most was not having that second chance at Northwood. I just wanted to go back and prove that I knew how to play the course and that the course didn't have to be so mean. And I also wanted to see how I would have done without all the pressure of being filmed. I left Ledgestone feeling deflated, upset, sad, and just like not confident. Looking back now though, that was such a good experience for me. And I feel like the more you go through having the nerves, being on the big stage and having all these people watch you, it just makes you so much stronger. And I'm so appreciative that I even had the chance to be on the chase card and be filmed by Ace Run Pro. I just feel like it makes you stronger as a player, and I almost felt like, well, what else could go wrong? I already embarrassed myself. It was kind of nice that I just got that over with, in a way. And so even though I was leaving Ledgestone a little bit angry, a little bit sad, a little less confidence, I feel like for the next tournament, it gave me a little push that I needed. I already embarrassed myself. I didn't have to care. So I just felt like the fight that I needed suddenly arose. And you know what? We'll talk to you about that in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!